Does God exist? Good question. This is something both average and great minds alike have been searching for centuries. But who started the chain of philosophical and reasonable thought that led to centuries of arguments trying to prove and disprove that God exists? Well, formulated in the year 1078 in his writing the Proslogion, his name was Saint Anselm. His argument for God's existence is known as the Ontological Argument. So, simply put, the argument goes like this. To Anselm, God is that which no greater can be conceived, aka God is the greatest thing ever, all-knowing, all-powerful, and morally perfect. To Anselm, this meant God must exist. So, let's break down the why. Here are things in our understanding and imagination. You got things like DeadPool and Star Wars. And here are things in reality, but we don't understand, like distant stars, galaxies, planets, and general theories for our very existence. And here we meet in the middle, with things in reality that we do understand, like the Donald or the Kardashians. Well, I guess these things might be debatable, but anyway, the idea of a being that no greater can be conceived would go here in our understanding, because our imaginations understand what it would mean to be the greatest, most all-knowing, all-powerful being. So that means it goes right alongside other things our imaginations understand, with Star Wars and DeadPool. But you can't imagine or understand anything greater than the greatest, most amazing, all-knowing, all-powerful thing. But it would only be the greatest if it was actually real. So it has to be real because it's the greatest thing. So it would go here, because the greatest thing ever is only great if it's real. But nonetheless, the greatest thing, aka God, would be in reality. And also, the most amazing, most all-powerful, all-knowing being could go here, in this third section. Because let's be honest, if God exists, we can't say we understand everything about him. I mean, what does all-knowing and all-powerful look like? Okay, so let's go back. Now, one might argue that DeadPool could be the greatest thing. But DeadPool is far from perfect morally. Could you imagine if he did exist? That'd be one beautiful mess. In Star Wars, other galaxies and worlds, according to A New Hope and The Force Awakens, which is arguably the same movie, our planet could be blown up by a Death Star, or a bigger Death Star, whichever of those two movies you prefer more, I guess. But anyway, obviously with pop culture references, anyone could come up with their own perfect version of these two things. But who defines perfection? Perfection is a morality that each of us have a sense of. It's intuitive. This is why DeadPool and Star Wars can't exist in reality. We could imagine better versions of them. They are only in our imaginations, which can go crazy. Let me ask you this. Can you imagine anything more perfect than perfect? And more all-knowing and all-powerful than the idea of God? Nope, not according to Anselm. Our imaginations and understandings can't go beyond the perfect, most amazing idea that is God. And this idea is only amazing if it's actually real. So it must be, because if it wasn't, then it wouldn't be the most amazing thing. So God, according to Saint Anselm, must exist in reality because reality is just the best. And there you have it, Saint Anselm's ontological argument for the existence of God. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw and heard, check out my Patreon. All my music from my videos are on there. And if you want to hear more from me, check out my podcast, The Mystical Misfit. I talk more about philosophy, life, and different thoughts I have about things. And as always, thank you so much to my patrons. You all are amazing. And make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'll see you misfits later. Peace.